I'm Stephen Burkoff, and this is the stage version of On the Waterfront. I thought this is a breathtaking concept to take one of the great films of the 20th century, an iconic film, a film that has affected so many of us, and see it on the stage.
Every time the mob puts the crusher on a good man, it's a crucifixion!
When you have something that has been such an influence and had such an effect on so many millions of people, that it's become part of even the 20th century culture, it was exciting to find such a challenge to take this film, which had won so many Academy Awards, and to pay homage to it, to keep all the elements of the film and put it into theatrical language.
I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
The director, he did something very different. It was quite up-to-date, modern. Obviously, we've all seen the Brando version, but this is a different interpretation. It's a great story. That's what made it stand out.
I thought the way they didn't use props and kept it really minimalistic was really good.
The choreography on that slow motion, the way everybody on stage is playing something at the same time, and the pigeons, when they became the pigeons, that was so fantastic.
Yeah.
In the film, the pigeon was a very important symbol. So I can't put a load of pigeons on stage. So the men became the pigeons. And in a way that makes a symbol which could not even be done on the film. The stage allows you to poeticize, to symbolize. You're putting a new light onto it. You're putting a fresh idea.
I love you. God help me, I love you.
It gets right to the point of our society. Every society in every age are preyed upon by villains, gangsters, shysters, bent politicians. They are behaving in a way not much differently from these gangsters.
Definitely.
Sound also unravels the play, not only adds to, makes the source of the play, but it inspires images, inspires movement.
The sound effect's really good.
And the way that they use props, many props.
I love the use of movement to the music as well. And I really think the guy who plays Terry was like quite a punk of his day, really quite, fiery and really in there. When you're down, you get back up again. He had that kind of attitude, that kind of appeal to a young generation of people.
It's good to see him do the right thing right at the end, and it's just really powerful.
An audience coming in will be hopefully excited by seeing things that they wouldn't normally see on a stage and pull them furthermore into the story.
It's fantastic. Everybody should come and see this play.
We'd recommend it.
I'd recommend it.
I would recommend it.
I'd recommend it.
Well, yes, sir. Let me tell you about Tony Briggs. I'm gonna tell you something about Tony Briggs. Shut your fucking mouth and wait a minute, and I'm gonna tell you something about Tony Briggs. Tony Briggs is a big slice of all right, baby. Yeah.
it's actually called foreign accent syndrome. Apparently people have had strokes and they've woken up with a different accent. There was actually a Geordie woman who woke up with a Jamaican accent. It's absolutely true. She woke up and they said, "How are you feeling?" She went, "Easy on." And when she heard her accent, because "How do you feel?" She goes, "I'm totally devastated." But there's a very clear differentiation between having a condition and simply being a ponce. There are some people who put on accents, they're very poncy. You know, there are some people who think it's very cool to pronounce anything ethnic with the correct accent. You know, you see people at theatre festivals saying, "Oh yes, I went to see a great French theatre company called Le Théâtre de la Mimi du Pain." Very good. And what's that Spanish dance company, the Spanish thing, the dance thing from Spain, it's on the tip of my tongue, the Oye, mire, yo quiero cosas de California porque me siento tan bien dance workshop from Madrid. It's amazing. And what's that Nigerian theatre company? The Umtetwe Kile Le Wala. What is going on? I don't believe it.
Shuffle is back. I'm Mark Watson. I'm your host. Hello. I can't keep up that level of energy, but it will be pretty good, this. Basically, this is Comedy Shuffle. I'm your host. This is a Welsh accent. Can you understand a Welsh accent? Yeah. Oh, yes, nice. Somebody shaking their head. It's quite witty, because, of course, if you couldn't understand the question... mess with my mind. A lot of people say, I had this friend of mine said, "Oh, I can never do a Welsh accent. If I try and do Welsh, it comes out Pakistani." I said, "Well, you have to try harder to master it." Ahmed. There we are, the first joke of the series. There was a lot of pressure on that joke. Whoa. Can you imagine the weight on my shoulders? Luckily, who likes comedy? There's so much great comedy all over the TV schedules. It's not with anything. There's always too much choice. Like butter. Just give me butter, for God's sake. I haven't got time in my life for all this. I can't believe it's not butter. Utterly, butterly, butter me up. Butterlicious. What's the other one? Fuck me, this is like butter. The choice is genuinely... But what's the matter with people? What do you mean? I can't believe it's not butter. This has been on sale now, what, 20 years? I am starting to conquer my disbelief, personally.